Hey, thanks for taking a moment to listen to the latest Soul Priority update. I'm going to start this in reverse. So, Tuesday of this week, we saw the launch of a brand new Soul Priority group in downtown Chicago. I have to say, that's really exciting. Thumbs up. Bob Newland, a founding member of the Hinsdale Soul Priority group, is actually the prime mover for this new group. And I hope to be there in 2 weeks so I could help them go through the very first chapter, the very first discussion, the first module of Work in the Light. Now, going back 3 weeks, I was down in Springfield, Illinois, to open up the House and the Senate sessions in the General Assembly in prayer. It was an amazing opportunity. So I decided this time to pray less about their political lives and more about their personal lives. God used a person to show me how, like Jesus actually, just about as many people dislike or even hate these politicians as love them, and how regardless of whether the people love them or hate them, they actually are only valued by how much people believe they could do for them. So I prayed and asked God to refresh their souls, to restore their souls from the constant degrading, you're only worth what you could do for me bombardment that they experience from day to day. Now, God also showed me that they're barely around the ones they love. They're always downstate. They're always away from home. So I prayed that God would show them how to create margin in their lives so they could be home with the ones they love and to love the ones they love. And not only that, but how to create boundaries in their political lives to protect that. So after the prayer in the House, it literally erupted with amen. One of the reps ran up to me to tell me that I had no idea how much that prayer had ministered to her. And then another rep, a most senior rep, which meant a very powerful person politically, gave me 3 hugs. She just kept saying, I have to give you another hug. I thank you so much. And yet another representative, a senior representative who I barely know, turned around and just said thanks. No, I really mean thank you. As I walked the floor of the House after the prayer, a number of the representatives engaged me and expressed their thanks as well. Some simply smiled and nodded their head. I believe it looks like God's beginning to make me their shepherd, which would be wonderful. The Senate canceled their Friday session, which was really a disappointment. So I didn't have a chance to pray with them, and I ended up having to cancel 2 meetings with other senators. Making matters worse, the House responded by canceling their Friday session as well, which meant that I had to cancel a legislators' breakfast that Sole Priority was hosting that Friday morning. That was really kind of heartbreaking for me. You see, the members of the General Assembly just weren't going to be there Friday morning. Everybody was going to clear out of town by Thursday night. I guess it's just God's timing, but God worked it out so that I got a refund for my hotel room, which was terrific. And also the restaurant was really gracious in allowing me to cancel without any fines. And they just kind of like said, it happens to us all the time. So, Lord willing, I'm going to try it again in the fall. And speaking of this fall, I'm also hoping to begin storyboarding and recording Work in the Light videos. And then also self-publishing the Work in the Light discussion guides. So I have a couple things I really need to ask you to pray about. First of all, please pray for the following. I have been extremely busy with personal, ministry, business, and church-related responsibilities. I was invited to join the board of a local crisis pregnancy center, which I would love to have done, but I had to turn it down along with 2 other wonderful opportunities because I just don't have time. So I'm praying for wisdom as to how to create my own margin and my own boundaries going forward. Second, please prayerfully consider partnering financially with Soul Priority. I am so thankful for those of you who do. And remember, your contributions to Soul Priority NFP are now tax deductible. So thanks again for listening to this update. And until you join me again, work in the light.